You really didn't think he was gone, did you? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Tourney review. Today we are talking about Comet Clash Season 6, Number 6, and we're starting with doubles. So with doubles this week, I decided to change up my teammate from Casey, who has been the past 2 weeks. I decided to ask my friend Skits, and he's a Wario main from the DFW area, and he's actually really good, definitely better than me. And so we were going to roll with that just to see how it went. So getting right into it, our round 1 was against two of my crew members, Afon and Epic Evan, or just Evan. And first round, we decided to go all random because we knew each other and it was just for fun because it's double, so who cares? And I don't remember what me and Skits got, but we won that pretty handily. Moving on to game 2, we switched to our mains. They were playing Snake Donkey Kong, and we were playing Wario Ike. So it didn't go too bad. I think that game was almost like last stock, last hit, or it was pretty close, that game. The thing is about the DK Ike matchup, it's very volatile. Ike combos DK for like 1,000,000%, but if DK grabs him once at like 70, he's kind of dead unless you have like god tier mashing, which I don't. So Evan definitely took advantage of that for me, and Skits was just messing around trying to fight a fawn, but it wasn't like a big enough of a lead to actually take the game, so he lost that. Moving into game 3, I told him before the set, which was kind of funny, that I was going to go Byleth because I didn't want to get cargo thrown and die at 70 every stock, but I didn't trust in myself to do it, so I sticked it out with the Ike, and it was sort of the same story from game 2, except a bit worse. I got just basically cheesed because DK just does that to Ike. It's very volatile, and we ended up dropping that set 1-2. So moving on to the next one, in losers, we bypassed round 1 losers because we had a higher seed. We were 8th seed, so we went immediately into round 2 losers, and we had to fight the team of Teaser and Lord King, and that's the 3rd seed. They got upset by Team Poyo.jpg, which is bomb happy, and Kawaii.jpg, and they played, I think, Kirby, Zelda in teams, and Teaser and Lord King. Teaser's like a really good player, probably almost PR worthy in DFW. He plays Samus, and Lord King is a Palutena main that I've heard is pretty good also. So they got upset, so we were fighting them round 2 losers. Game 1 wasn't that bad. Skits kind of clutched it out, and I think we won game 1, but games 2 and 3, or we were close to winning game 1, but games 2 and 3, it was just, both of those are really bad matchups for Ike. I don't necessarily think Samus is, I just think Teaser's a way better player than I am. So I was kind of like not doing well, and Skits had to like hard carry, and then he got like an unfortunate SD or died really early game 3. So we just felt like the blame was all on ourselves, and we ended up going 0-2 in doubles. It wasn't the lowest placing possible because we did bypass round 1, but going 0-2 kind of sucked. Hopefully he'll decide to team with me again because I'd like to give it another shot because that was just unfortunate. But now we can go ahead and move on to singles. Okay, back with singles. So singles this week was the return of Ike, as you can obviously see, and from the little skit we had at the beginning. But it's not as simple as that, so let's get into it. So I was about 30th seed, which basically means I'm like seeded to get like 33rd, which is pretty terrible, but I deserve it after my most recent placings because of the Byleth. So round 2, I got a bye because of my seed. I played Exile. He's a Bayonetta main from the DFW area, and we had some pretty good games. Game 1, I think I went Byleth. It was pretty close. It was like last stock, last hit. Mostly because he was kind of outplaying me, but Bayo has a really hard time killing. I think on my first stock I lived to like 212% or something ridiculous like that. And yeah, so it was just really close. But after that I'm like, okay, I want some kill power, so I went Ike. I had like a really good lead at the beginning of the game, but he kind of brought it back. He was like edge guarding me. He got a couple witch time kills, and like he just played really solid after I had an initial lead, and he ended up eliminating me and sending me to losers 0-2. There was no like Johns here. It was just maybe if I was playing Ike game 1 I could have taken that and then carried the momentum, but it was kind of unfortunate. we lost that and we got sent down to losers. Okay, starting off in round 1 losers, I had to fight Promise from the crew JP. He was a Joker player, so sort of the same story I did here. What is it? Quick side note, I didn't get a picture of any of these sets because I kind of forgot. It was heat of the moment, and I'll get them next episode. But talking about the match at hand, Promise is a Joker player that I've never really seen before. Like, I've seen him around, but I didn't know he actually competed. So round 1, it was Byleth Joker. I feel like I was kind of tilted from losing the set beforehand, even though Excel's a really cool guy. So I played Byleth round 1, and it was pretty close again, but the story of my Byleth is usually they're kind of close. They're always last stock, but I can't ever close at that kill, and he got some good kills with his Arsene and in general round 1, so I ended up dropping game 1, and I'm like, okay, there's no way I'm going 0-2, so I ended up going Ike, and after I went Ike, he really struggled to kill me. Like, I was just getting my combos, you know, the bread and butters, nair fair, nair back air, just, I was racking up damage, I was killing him, and he just, I would stall his Arsene, and he had a really hard time. I don't think he ever killed me without it. It was probably a 2-stock game 2, and then going into game 3, it was sort of the same story. There was just, it was almost, not that he wasn't a good player, but I think my Ike was just on a different level. I was just reading him really well. I was making the right decisions, and I took that set 2-1. Moving on to losers round 2, I had to fight somebody named Nevermore. Now, I'm not entirely sure who he played. I can't remember right now, but all I know is that it was the same story that's been happening all the 2 past sets we just had. I started Byleth, it was really close, and then I lost. So I ended up switching to Ike because I'm like, okay, I'm tired of this. We're playing Ike, and we're gonna do this. So I played Ike round 2. The thing is, it was like really last stock, last hit game 1, but I felt really bad because games 2 and 3, it was kind of a roll. Like, even more than my losers round 1, they just weren't even close. Like, I feel bad for like beating him that badly, but I wanted to keep going in the tournament, so I won that set 2-1. Moving on to losers round 3, you might be seeing a recurring theme here. I'm kind of starting off every set down 1 because I'm starting Byleth, and it was no different this set. So I was fighting somebody called Manny, that's his tag. He's a pretty cool person. I've seen him around CC a couple times, and he's a cool guy. He's definitely been improving a lot from the last time I played him. I think it was in the crew battle. He's a Rob player, so I started off round 1 Byleth, he started Rob. That's like a pretty bad matchup, I think. Zoners give Byleth a really hard time, but again, it was last stock, last hit. He had a really good lead, but I sort of centered myself, started bringing it back, but it was too little too late. So I ended up dropping that game 1-0. Game 2, it was Ike versus Rob. Basically, I was moving on him like I've been doing with other people. It was somewhat close. It was probably last stock, but it definitely was not last hit. I closed that game out, and then because it was on Yoshi, so it was pretty easy. We went to his counter pick for game 3. Again, he's like, the matches are definitely getting harder at this point, so his counter pick was FD, which I was fine with, but it was kind of a tough stage. Now this game was so close, and I don't even know how to say it. He was just reading me. He got me an up smash out of shield. He was just picking good options. He was zoning me well, but I was also getting kill confirms, hitting my nair up airs, obviously, nair back airs, and I was racking up damage, and it was just like really grinding it out, like back and forth, like the leads were shifting momentum. It was a really good set, and it was kind of a heartbreaker for him because I was on ledge. Let's say this is the stage. I was on ledge here, and he's here. He threw gyro here, and then he was standing here. So like I did neutral get up. I got hit by gyro, right, which flinches you, and he started the spinning rotor, his side B, I don't know what it's called. I was at like 90 near the edge of battlefield, so he hit me with the full thing, and I thought for sure I was dead. It did like the red lightning and everything. Somehow I lived that at 90, which I have no idea how. I expended my double jump, and if he had gone out and maybe tried to edge guard me, that would have been it. But I started charging quick draw with my side B, and he was charging gyro on stage, and I guess he didn't expect the burst offensive option, so I let go of the quick draw. Let's say stage is right here, like stage level, and he's charging right here. It goes straight across, and it hits him, and he dies at 120, and it was such a heartbreaker because I was at like 110 after the spinning rotor, his side B, and it didn't kill, and then I killed him with a side B of my own. It was such a heartbreaker. I felt so bad after that, but I'm like, okay, we're definitely retiring this Byleth because I just want to see at this point what I can do with my Ike, because I was kind of losing confidence in myself as a player in general, because I'm like, oh my gosh, can't even pick up a new character, I'm not doing well in tournaments, and it was kind of depressing. But I'm like, you know what, after that win, after how close that set was, I'm like, let's go solo Ike and let's just see how it goes. So after that, we're in losers round 4, and I had to fight my boy SSS Kenny G, fellow crew member, Greninja player, super good, been on the come up for real, like he's been improving a lot. It's so hard to fight him, and you know, whoever won, it was gonna be a heartbreaker. So game 1, I started off Ike. I just went into it. I think we started PS2. It was really grindy. The matchup is so annoying, I think, for both sides. He can't do anything out of shield, but he can also camp me really hard, and he's such a low profile that I can't like land back airs or anything. I have to kill him like nair up air. And that one, I think I was utilizing my rage a lot, so I was sort of spacing around him, making sure he couldn't anti-air me, and just playing, I think, well in general, and I ended up taking that game. I think it was pretty close. Game 2, I think he brought me to Smashville or FD. Just not good stages for me. He definitely got the better of me. He was catching my landings better. He was reacting to nair. He was just doing all the right things, and he ended up taking game 2. And game 3, I think we played this on Smashville, and I knew Smashville would be so annoying for him to deal with because of the fact of my nair, how I can sit underneath the middle platform and just nair, and it's really hard for him to approach above. And if he's under me, I can literally just sit on that platform and land nair, and if he gets hit by it, he dies earlier because it's a platform. So I sort of abused that. I got an early lead, and I think I got like a couple rage kills. So like I got an early lead, then I was really high rage, like first stock, and then I got his second stock pretty easily. But then he had like a bit of a comeback. He took my first stock, and then he comboed me into like 80% my second stock. But at that point, I like slowed the game down to an actual grinding halt. I was not approaching him. I was dodging his shurikens, and you know, he had to do something because time was gonna run out, and it was just a grind fest. I'm not sure if he took my second stock. I can't remember. I would assume he did because it was a close game. But back and forth. He probably took it, and then I ended the game. I did like a nair up air, and he was at like 90-ish, and it was like a short hop nair, and he barely didn't die. Like literally, this was the top last zone. He was like right here, and he didn't get killed by it. I think he was like maybe like 0.5% to like 1% off from dying, which was super unfortunate. I'm like, oh gosh, he might be out of nair range. Like, when am I gonna get another nair like that? And then I ended up, I think I forward threw him off stage, and he was hanging on ledge, and I'm like, okay, I don't think he's gonna roll because it's too obvious. So I'm like, maybe he'll neutral get up. So I was jumping, like empty hopping near ledge, and then I jumped away, and then he did his neutral get up, and I forward tilted him, and that was it. And then the SSS tradition, if we ever play, one of us is supposed to pop off, and the other is supposed to like leave the venue crying. My pop-offs are terrible, so I didn't pop off, but he definitely like made a big like wailing noise and ran out the venue, which was super funny. Such a good sport. Literally, I don't know. Dude, Kenny is just such a great guy. And yeah, I ended up winning that set 2-1. So losers round 5, we're still going, chugging along, solo Ike. I've played B2B Bomb Happy. He was previously on the UTD esports team. He was a Joker. He played Donkey Kong originally, then he played Joker basically on his whole time near the end on the esports team, but he graduated last semester. So now he just plays the game casually, and he plays Kirby now, which is really funny. So game 1, I went Ike. I had never fought a Kirby before. We were on PS2, so he just sort of bested me. He was anti-airing me really well. He was reading how I was going to land with my nairs. He would like punish me with his nair, which killed, which I didn't know, and his up air. And he was just doing a good job of spacing me. Or like I wasn't spacing very well, and he was like taking advantage of that really hard. He definitely blew me up a lot. So game 2, I like centered myself. I brought it back. I counterpicked him to the battlefield because he didn't ban it. And I got an early lead, and basically I just spaced around Kirby. Like Kirby's like little stub arms and like legs are so small compared to Ike's sword. So as soon as I got a lead, I could just, if I was spacing well, there's literally almost nothing he could do. And basically, it was still really close. It was probably last stock, but I basically just, I don't know, there's nothing he could really do. I was just playing my game. He was getting hit. He got probably nair up aired, and then that was the end of game 2. And game 3, I'm like, okay, maybe he's gonna go Kirby again, taking the FD or something. But then he switched to Shulk, which I've never seen his Shulk before. I didn't even know he had one. So we were on FD. He counterpicked me there, and I got off to like a really good start. I definitely think I was up 3 stocks to 1, but then he sort of turned it around. The momentum was shifting, took my first stock, and then comboed me for a lot on my second, and then took that, and then now we were last stock, both of us. We were fighting it with his range. He was doing a really good job of like utilizing or abusing his range, even though Ike has a ton, Shulk has more. But then eventually I'm like, okay, how do you beat people with a lot of range? Shulk has a lot of startup, so I started being more aggressive, like jump in fair, jump in back air, and then it allowed me to take that game. I think I finished it with a nair up air, just funny. Oh my gosh, hype, dude. And yeah, that's really funny. So I ended up taking that set 2-1, and now we were in losers round 6. Now this one is basically at the point where I haven't been this far in bracket in a while, and I was kind of wearing down on me, and I saw my opponent was Jamshit. No hate to Jamshit at all. He's a super good player. But the thing is, he plays Robin, and this is like almost 9 o'clock, dude, and I am not trying to play Robin if I'm being serious. I think game 1, I was like kind of trying. As soon as I saw my opponent, I'm like, oh, here we go. This is going to be like a bore fest, because I really don't like playing Robin. I thought it was going to be really grindy, but we did it. Did game 1. He just was zoning me really hard. He was doing a lot of damage to me. And then at that point, I'm like, dude, I don't feel like doing this right now. I was basically just not to say I wasn't trying, but I definitely was not playing as well as I could have. I was sort of just running around doing random things, just standing on a platform even though I was behind and not pushing any advantage. Like I taunted after I killed his first stock. Like I was literally just trolling at this point, because I'm like, yeah, he's gonna win this, and I don't really feel like fighting it. So game 2 was a lot of the same thing, except I was trolling from the get-go. So I was like stalling and like doing stupid stuff that like aren't options, like landing, I don't know, just doing really dumb things. But it was a fun time. I think he realized that I wasn't really trying that hard, and it was a fun time. So he won that 2-0, and that was the end of the Ike tournament run, the return of Ike, at least for the last couple of rounds. So I ended up going, let's count real quick. I ended up going 4-2, and that allowed me to get 13th place, which is insane. 13th out of 79. That's my tied personal best for this tournament. I think I've gotten 13th 2 other times, which is great. I definitely could have maybe pushed from 9th if I really wanted to like grind out against the Robin, but I definitely did not at that point. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. Playing Ike again is like, I don't know, I love the character. I think the character's so fun regardless of what people think about him. He's definitely my tried and true main, along with Byleth, because I'm not abandoning it, which I'm going to speak about right now. Even though the return of Ike was here, I think it was more so for myself and like my value like as a player, right? So I wanted to prove that, you know, I'm still good. I just need to put in the effort with this new character, which is why next week I'm going all Byleth, because now at this point I'm playing Byleth and I'm just starting off rounds down 1, because I don't believe in the Byleth to even give it another game. And 2, I just haven't been putting in the time that I need to with the character, especially to learn a new one. So what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to go all Byleth. Even if I lose round 1, I'm going to go all Byleth, unless it's like a really unwinnable matchup. Like I'm talking about like really hard zoners like Toon Link, Young Link, Rob. I'm going to go Ike immediately, so I'm not even giving the Byleth a chance. So just giving the best chance as possible in the tournament, and I think it's going to be a good time. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode of Tourney in Review, please click that like button, click subscribe. We have one of these every single week. Thank you all for watching, of course. I appreciate all the support you guys give me. I hope you guys enjoyed the little skit at the beginning. I don't know, I thought it'd be pretty funny, but let me know what you think. And yeah, follow me on Twitter, as always. Check out the streams, stream 5 streams a week. They're hype. It's a good time. You can come interact. And yeah, once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.